What's up guys, this is G with TESBROS, and today we're about to get clean using the three bucket system. Let's get right into it. When we wash a car, we typically do the 2-bucket method, which consists of a wash bucket, or I guess a rinse bucket, and then a wash bucket. And the reason why you do that is because you don't want to cross-contaminate. And what that means is if you have one bucket and you're washing off of that, you get something like a microfiber, little one of these, and then you dunk it, and then you wash it, and you get all the dirt, and then you put it back in. That'll be a disaster. It'll scratch your car all the time. So this rinse method, these all have grit guards, and what this is, it keeps the dirt in the bottom. You're able to rinse it out in this bucket, and then go back so that you have a clean microfiber, wash mitt when you're actually going back to the car for another swipe. So that's kind of the reason why you want to do that. The other thing is that we're also going to be talking about is the wheel bucket. And this is really important because the wheels, I'll show you here in a little bit, is super dirty. So you want to make sure that you have a separate bucket just for that as well. And we're going to talk about tools. So here's what you need. You need 3 buckets, or you could do 2 buckets if you're not doing your wheels. You need grit guards in the bottom, and I'll put all the links down below. You just need 3 grit guards for all the buckets. You could use a microfiber wash mitt, whichever you want. This is like a standard one that you'll see. Maybe the green one is what you see. I like using the sponge sometimes. This is really neat. It's really, really squishy. And then for the rinse, you just need a grit guard in there. I like putting this thing over here, and this allows me to actually scrub, kind of like when you're doing laundry, like hand laundry or something like that. And then get all the dirt out, and then you could put it back into the wash. And then for the wheel bucket, you're gonna have a wheel woolly. This is really handy. You're gonna have a dedicated microfiber wash mitt. This is really important to have a dedicated. And then also we're gonna be using a detailing brush. We have a lot more tools, but we're just kind of talking the basics. So we'll go over it in a little bit. So let's get right into cleaning and then getting the buckets ready. So the first step is to clean everything. And if you have a grit guard like this over here, you could just kind of put the water in there and then kind of scrub it just like that and getting like all the dirt from that. You want to make sure you're cleaning the brush as well, and then most importantly, you want to make sure this is really clean. Make sure you're inspecting this as well when you're looking. You can see a little dirt here and there, and make sure you get rid of all contaminants pretty much. If you can look at this bucket, I purposely didn't clean this for a long time to show you guys, but all of this is what's going to scratch your car. So do this a few times. And a good practice too is just put some dish soap and then just kind of get rid of all the grime. We're just using a garden hose just to show you that we're not using a pressure washer or anything. Most people don't have a pressure washer. If you do, you could foam it up, but we're just using a garden hose just to show you what we would do if you don't have access to some of those materials. So with the rinse spots, all you have to do is just put some water. Just fill it up with water. I typically go about 3/4 of the way for a 5-gallon bucket. So for this part, I typically put a little bit of our soap into the microfiber. Just a little bit goes a long way. And you can purchase this on our website. And then you're just going to soap it up a little bit. And you can kind of see right here, soaping it up, right? Same thing with this one, about 3/4 of the way up. Just be careful. I typically go all the way up just because a lot of this is just soap. All right, so we should be good. And then same thing with the wheels. I'm gonna be doing the same thing. And I'm gonna be putting this one right here, putting some of this. So one of the most important steps to car washing is to just inspect the vehicle before you even get started. So if you look at this Model S, you can see that there's a lot of grime everywhere. This is the areas that's gonna be super dirty. The bumpers are typically the dirtiest because of the bugs and stuff. And then the rockers right here. You could see all over here, there's just a bunch of dirt sitting all around. And of course, if you look at these wheels, there's a lot of grime just everywhere. So the first step is to figure out how much dirt is in certain areas. And we're gonna show you how to do the top to bottom method. And that's a very standard way of car washing so that you're not decontaminating. For example, you don't wanna go in the rockers and then go to the hood because you're gonna collect a lot of dirt and then you're gonna scratch the hood of the vehicle. So it's really important to do a top to bottom method. So we're gonna show you how to do that in a few seconds. So when we wash cars, the first thing that we do is wheels. The first thing that you want to do is just lubricate it with water, and you're just going to spray it down. You want to get all the wheel well, so we're just going to spray it down real quick. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get rid of all, like, I guess all the dirt as much as you can with the water before you even get to the soap part. So we're going to keep continuing, and then we're going to get the Awesome. So again, if you do have a pressure washer, this part is a lot easier to really get in that wheel well, but we're just using a garden hose today just to show you and how to do it. All right, so it has to be over here, right? Okay. So the first thing we do is we use the wheel woolly and we go all the way around, just getting it. And look how dirty this thing is already. So gonna get around it, dunking it. Awesome. So now that we have that done, we're gonna get the little brush and we're gonna agitate the logo and then the lug nuts and then also that area. Cool. And then lastly, we're gonna go with the microfiber and you're really just gonna wash it. I typically like to do the circle first, and then I make sure I get around the crevices, and then make sure I'm dunking again, and then just going through. This is a basic step. Of course, you could use the iron remover and stuff like that, but this is a basic thing that you would do. So once it looks clean and you see that it's spotless, you know, there's one area right there, so I'm gonna try to get again. I'm just gonna slightly you don't want to be too hard whenever you wash the car. All right, so once it's good, you're just going to spray it down again. And if you miss a spot, you can go back and get to it. It's right there. Awesome. So we're going to do this for all four or all three of the other tires or wheels and tires, and then we'll get back to the next step. All right, so we're done cleaning this up. Just wanted to show you, if you shared a bucket with the wheels, this is what you're gonna be putting on your paint. And you can see how dirty this thing is. It's just grime. Just perspective. Ew, nasty. So we're gonna move on to the next part, which is doing the whole paint of the vehicle. So we're gonna get started. And again, what we mentioned earlier, you want to do the top to bottom method. You want to get it from pretty much the hood. You're gonna get the side windows and you're gonna get the front windows, and then we're gonna do a quick rinse off. And then you want to get the hood, the fenders, and then the doors. And then when you do the doors, just make sure that you're not doing the rocker part. So pretty much up till about here, that's where I'm gonna do it. And then I'm gonna leave that for the last part. You do another rinse off. And finally, you do the trunk part, and then the rear quarter panel and all that stuff. And then you would do the rear bumper, the rockers, and then the front bumper as well. So we're gonna get to it. So the first thing that we wanna do is lubricate it. We wanna rinse this off. Try to get any debris or anything that we can just with water. So we're gonna just spray it up with just running water. Spray it down. The the top, all the way to the bottom. Just gonna squeeze some of the soap. And when you do this part, just be gentle, not going super hard. And then as you go, lift it. And then go the other way, just one pass. And then you're gonna dunk this in the rinse. Make sure you get rid of all the debris. And then you're going to go back to the wash bucket. I'm gonna do the side windows. Again, just squeeze it and just going over one area. There we go. I'm gonna rinse it out. And then doing this side as well. Awesome. And then don't forget to do the mirrors as well. Always forget to do that. So again, going from the hood, you're just going to rinse it off over here and then rinse off all the soap. There you go. So again, the same thing, then lubricate it. And during this time, you could put it in wiper mode if you want. And then again, just grabbing that, rinsing it again. And then we're going to go for the hood. So we're gonna spray again, all the soap. And then I'm gonna start from here, just going one pass, and then flip it around again. Same concept, just spray a little bit of that water. Flip it around, make sure you get that autopilot. And again, notice how I don't go all the way down because I know that area is really dirty. So just make sure that you get right here and then save the rocker for last. My shoe's completely wet. All right, so we're gonna do another rinse off. So this is our second rinse off. And this was for the rear quarter panel, the trunk. Again, we didn't do the rear bumpers yet. And then we're gonna get the doors next. I'm just gonna rinse it off real quick. And again, I'm just doing half of the car just so that I can show you the demonstration. And then again, just rinsing out the front as well. Alright, so same thing here. Flip it around and then stopping right here. Again, just going lightly, not to do it too heavy. All right, so we're done. And just so you know, this is just a very basic wash. Obviously, there's a lot more that we can do, but this is just a quick way to get your car really clean. So you can see it's still super wet. Most people don't have some sort of like a system that takes out the spot or the minerals when you do this. So it's very, very important to dry it. So we're gonna show you how to do the drying process properly. So there are several drying methods, and some of you probably already know the method where you just kind of do this and you drag it across. That's a really good method, but this is something that I learned actually from Ammo New York. He's awesome, check out his videos. And what you do is you want to dampen this towel. So right now the running water is off, so I'm just gonna get this a little bit damp because there's a lot of water already. When you do this process, make sure you're getting a very clean microfiber. If you get a dirty towel and you dry your car, you will scratch it. So once it's damp enough, all you have to do is just go down, and then you're gonna run it across, and this will grab all the water, and you could see right away it drying. Cool. And then as you go, you could wring it some more. So I'm gonna do the rest of the hood. Oh, missed that spot. So that's a wrap. That's how you use the 2, or I guess 3 bucket method to get your clean in a basic wash.